Shorty got me working hard like a mantis. GPS, I'm on the way, ma.
All right, and action. All right, episode 2 of the Culture Kickback, live and direct from Redfield's Corner, Uptown Dallas once again. Second episode.
DJ Brian Piv in the mix right here. How are you doing?
In the building. And later he'll be on the ones and twos, and I, of course, am Premier Poppy, a.k.a. John the Baptist. And what are we talking about today, Mr. Pitt?
I think we're going to go ahead and get to Jurassic Park. Jurassic World, Part 2.
Jurassic World Part 2. See, that's an interesting slip of the tongue there. I mean, are we doing spoilers today? What are we?
We can get into spoilers. I think we've already seen it.
You know what? Well, how about this? Why don't we give first impressions without a spoiler, and then
we'll give you a minute to walk away.
That way, if you want to listen to the rest of it, you can, and if not, you come back and watch it.
Well,
so what are your initial feelings about it?
Well, it's no longer Jurassic Park. Actually, I mean, I'm glad you did interrupt me on that because it ended right with this movie. I mean, some people kind of compare it to Lost World. I honestly think, man, if you're tapped into the Planet of the Apes films that read, the last few years, we're going to that direction. I'm just gonna be real with you.
Well, I mean, here's the primary component difference is that world. I mean, you already had the idea of what Planet of the Apes was going to be based on the original, the original films.
Right.
It was going to be this expanded, kind of set of films. But in this, we're talking about an original property or book-based property that did he even write a sequel in the books, like an official?
Not in the Jurassic World series, no.
Okay, yeah. So so anyway,
Spielberg is executive producer, but that's about as tapped in as the original.
But Michael Crichton wrote the original book,
the first two,
right? Or the first two books, right? So that property only had either was going to go nowhere or had the world as its oyster. That's not the same thing for Planet of the Apes. But your slip of the tongue to me is important because I mentioned that to you earlier. Is that the original set of films was called Jurassic Park, and then it wasn't kind of a reboot, kind of not, because it kind of retconned the last two Jurassic Park films. So they call it Jurassic World from the jump because I think they always knew that they were going to take the dinosaurs to the mainland and expand it from there.
Well, it didn't hurt that it was second highest grossing film in the last 5 years. So let's be real here,
Well, I mean, it's a property that it's even the sequels, which are arguably very bad, are still beloved. I mean, I've heard people tell me their favorite movie was Jurassic Park 2 or 3. So I mean, there's no accounting for taste, but people love dinosaurs, and that was the best looking foray into dinosaurs in feature films ever.
Well, there was a few callbacks to the original Jurassic Park, and we'll be honest, when you watch the film, you'll see it. Plus having Jeff Goldblum's character, Ian, Malcolm, being it. Now,
I mean, it was. I was hoping for more. I didn't know he was just going to be a key witness in a trial.
Well, I think basically you're going to play God, you're going to get hurt, and if you watch any B movie in the last 30 years,
that's the lesson that when you play God, you're going to have to pay the cost.
H.G. Wells' Food of the Gods probably the perfect example of what we're going into here, that kind of territory, And that was one thing I really hated about this movie is that all the cartoon characters in it, and convenient plot points, and even your heroes that you're supposed to root for, they're kind of second fiddle of what's going on, in the whole scheme of things.
So we ready to jump into spoiler territory?
Let's go ahead and hear your review, and then I'll get.
Okay, well, I mean, my initial review, because I loved Jurassic World. I am a huge Chris Pratt fan from Parks and Rec on to Guardians of the Galaxy. I think we haven't even seen where as an actor where he's going. So I loved Jurassic World. So I went into this thinking that I was just going to get a whole crap load of Chris Pratt, and it really looked like they divvied it up between the introduction of this new child, his love, to me, I want more Chris Pratt. I didn't get enough Chris Pratt.
Let's just be honest with you. I think they really wanted to mature Bryce Dallas Howard's character a lot more in this film,
and that's fine. You can do that,
and she wasn't the damsel, and
and that's fine. But I don't know. It just felt like it was taken away from It was taken away from
Right.
Chris Pratt, and I think that's a, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, like, you know, equal rights and, you know, women empowerment. There are enough films going on right now where women are kicking ass and they're the, you know, the protagonists and stuff like that. So I don't feel like you need to change that. Like, there's enough going on with the script is going that you don't necessarily change up the dichotomy of the characters.
Well, I mean, you get a couple of scenes with, and we'll go into the spoiler territory, but you'll get a couple of scenes where, you know, kind of close to the end where you can see Chris Pratt actually getting to do something in the film, you know, versus just running around and trying not to get
But even
eaten,
that
you
is
know?
entertaining. When he does that, he's entertaining.
Right. You know, I'm going to tell you my favorite character is the damn dinosaur Blue. I'm not going to lie
Of course.
to you.
I mean, like, Chris Pratt's still my favorite character, but I think easily the second best character in the film is Blue. I mean, like, from the child watching the little videos,
Right.
you know, in the laboratory, and well, sorry, spoiler alert, but and then their interaction together, like, I was very like they had the initial response they needed from me at the very end of the film. I won't give it away, but I felt the way they wanted me to feel because of the job they did in this CGI character.
Well, now, okay, so here's where, let's go ahead and get in spoil territory, because I want to go ahead and say
Okay.
my part, and I'm going to let you say yours. Now, here's what I think. Is, all right, when you watch the film, they really want to build that, they want you to feel bad for these animals, you know. But then you have Jeff Goldblum's character basically speaking to, like, these animals need to be, you know, to be destroyed.
I mean, because that is his
know.
opinion is the real opinion. Like,
Yeah.
if you introduced, like, if you in outside of a controlled environment, if you introduced, like, I mean, very controlled, this is exactly what would happen. I mean, there's no, I mean, like, these creatures were here before us, like, and they're gone for a reason. If we bring them back, we could easily become the second fiddle creature on this planet.
It's already looking like it's going to be Armageddon, like, by the end of the film, like, you know, when all the animals being let go. Come on, I mean, let's just see, like, and every character in the Jurassic World, I'm not saying in Jurassic Park, because there's a lot of smart characters in Jurassic Park, but in the Jurassic World characters, it seems like everybody from the bad guys to the slimy lawyer types to even your heroes are not the brightest bulb in the bunch. So, like, easily the dinosaurs could rule.
I mean,
the
well,
world,
the precedent
you know?
is set early on because, let's face it,
Yeah.
you know, rudimentary geologists could have told you that there was a volcano on this island, you know, and with the potential to become active. Who would have ever built a theme park that was going to potentially amass billions of dollars on an island that has a potentially active volcano?
Well,
so that from Jump Street, you know, the stupidity is already, you know, being exemplified in this film.
Well, you know which character I was going to go ahead and refer to. The guy that made the dinosaurs for the first one. You know,
the Dr.
Dr. Wu.
Dr. Wu, yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead
The
and
magnificent Dr. Wu?
Yeah, well, he's just so caught up in his own agenda, own ego, that he's not realizing what this kind of is going to be it's going to hurt the world, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, because that's the thing is that, like, you know, genius, even in the real world, is hardly, I mean, like, how do you check it to get where you need? I mean, like, genius created the new, you know, the atom bomb, you know what I mean? So, genius unchecked can be destructive.
Yeah.
My thing with it is, like, I'm sure you've heard rumors that, like, the Doctor Wu character has supposed to, I thought it was going to be this film, have the actual, like, controlled, you know, raptors, whatever. Like, they listened, like, they hinted at it, but, like, I heard, like, I mean, the rumors have gone in since Jurassic World. They were supposed to be
weaponize them,
them and actually have them utilized in the film. I thought for sure we were actually going to see the full spectrum, but they've been slow rolling, which is fine because obviously they're trying to roll out a series of films.
You had Ted Levine's character; he was all like, "Where's my bonus? Where's my bonus?" And then, like, you know, this guy, you know, he's Buffalo fucking Bill, man. So he does one of the stupidest things on any fucking film, but I'm sure he signed up for it because he got a good paycheck.
He got a good paycheck, right?
So, like, anything that happens to what happens from now, I don't feel sorry for.
Right.
You know,
it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to empathize.
Hard to stand
with the
behind any. And I've watched a lot of the blogs, and they, you know, it's not a strong. It's not a song. It's not a strong sequel. It's not a strong story, but you know, if you really you love dinosaurs, it definitely gives you that by the handfuls. If you want adventure, it's like it's a 3-mood film. Like it comes into a straight horror film. Like I felt like I was watching an Aliens movie at the end, with the Indoraptor, so like, I don't know, man. I let's just say that if you want an Empire Strikes Back out of this series, probably this third movie that's going to come out is going to be that answer.
I think the next film is going to go a radically different direction than the previous films, and because it's going to be like Rock's entrance into the Fast and Furious. Like we're going to deviate from where the track has been in a good way. Because like I think that just like in the Fast and Furious films, they were beginning to like repeat themselves or get dragged down, and then Rock's presence and the new writers brought it somewhere else. I think Jurassic Park is about to open the floodgates of what possibly it could be. It's just going to be a world of dinosaurs.
Well, I mean, if you watch any of your movies in the 70s and Hammerstein films or anything like that, you definitely know that if we want to see basically a wink to those kind of films, we'll definitely see it in this third film.
Right.
Like basically, we're gonna go back to our caveman days, pretty much.
I'm sure like rural areas are gonna dinosaurs are gonna be a problem. They're probably not gonna propagate in cities, but like in rural towns and shit like that, like they'll probably go back to the places that they probably were millions of years ago.
Well, Colin Trevorrow, who was kicked off of Star Wars, and we talked about it last week. He's going to go back into director's chair. He said he was not going to come back to director's chair, but he did co-write
Oh, he did?
Yeah, the second film. So, like, he's back in it. So, if anything, I mean, it's in more competent hands. I mean, not that a lot of people love the new directors. This director that did Part 2's work, I'm not familiar. I know he's more of a horror, does more independent films, more smaller, tighter films. Yeah. So, like, you got to give him credit. He does definitely, he can make the moods happen. I hated the characters so much that it sucks when you have to go to a film and you want to root for everybody but the characters you're supposed to root for.
What's his name? Your Buffalo Bill character. What's his
I forgot his real the guys. I don't even remember his character's name.
But anyway,
Ted Levine is his name.
Ted Levine. Yeah. Ted Levine's character, I thought they did a horrible casting because pretty much he was repeating the same character from Jurassic Park 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think he did like a piss poor job compared to that. They should have gone with a much better actor, I think, to play that because he did it underwhelmingly. I think to the detriment. To me, he was really the only. I mean, other than some of the dumb stuff, but I mean, I think it's to be expected in a tentpole film like Jurassic World. But like that casting could have been done. It would have been if the film would have picked up better if the primary the villain in the film was a little bit more scarier or
I just felt it was very cartoonish.
He was very cartoonish.
Like when you see them. I thought the prices on the animals were a little low.
Right?
Like when you're
in 2018, like I mean,
$42 million to get you a T-Rex. Okay, you got a bargain.
There's some lawyers who could
I know,
who could afford a dinosaur. I mean, with that.
How many people did it cost to actually put that in the lab? Probably cost.
Going twice. Sold for $5 at the man.
And they're all cartoon Russian evil guys and stuff like that. So
I mean, if it was me, I would have because really, what would be in there? Tech billionaires,
right?
Startup, that's who'd be in there. I mean,
right. But overall, man, I mean, get to see Blue in action. And it seems like Blue's always saving the day, and then maybe Rexy, because that's what I call. I really feel
they've really made a hero out of the T-Rex. Man. Like that's practically a protagonist in the Jurassic World series.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, okay, have you seen the previews for that Jason Statham movie? The MIG?
Oh, Meg. Yeah.
So, that mega dinosaur, the one that took down the raptor for the first one, the one that they were trying to get the bone from. They were holding on to that bone because it was so valuable.
Oh, yeah. Well, those are different dinosaurs.
Right, no, that dinosaur I'm talking about, the one that when they're in you saw all the guys surfing and there's that one.
Yeah, those are different dinosaurs. Meg is a shark.
Well, no,
and then
it just reminds me of
of course.
So,
I mean,
like,
but you know, like they this is the first time. I mean, like they've made that pretty much. Jason Statham movie's been made before as a B movie. So I mean, this is just a with the full full budget.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let me put it this way. I just think that if you like Piranha, like
I like Piranha.
The remake.
Yeah, I like Piranha. I mean, and Gianna Michaels was in there, so that's good.
So like, you have your reasons. I just like seeing Eli Roth's character getting eaten. That was great. But all joking aside, it just seems like we're going back to the B movies are turning into mega.
I mean, like let's face it. What is a summer $1 billion franchise, but a B movie with a with a multi-million-dollar budget? That's all it really is.
And an A-list cast.
A-list. I mean, because that's all it is. I mean, like people don't want good stories. They don't want good writing. They don't want good. They just want explosions and spaceships and giant monsters. I mean, that's all you really need to make a summer blockbuster.
So, speaking of that, I'm just gonna say. The next movie we're going to talk about is Sicario, the new sequel to Sicario. If you like, I don't know, I like movies like that too. I don't want to just be into. And I'm sorry, man. Benicio del Toro.
That's one of my favorite actors of all time, man.
He owns this movie.
Oh, you've seen it already?
No, I have not. But he owned the first one. And I've never
he owns anything he's on, man.
I've read nothing but good reviews. So we'll be talking about that.
He was in 10 minutes of Snatch, and like I was. The first time I watched Snatch, and when he died in that movie, I was devastated. Like I was like, "What?"
Right.
I thought he was going. I was waiting for him just to be the uber Billy badass in Snatch, and then he died. I was so pissed off.
I mean, come on, man. The Codebreaker is the Collector. I mean, he's in two of the biggest franchises out right now, Marvel and Star Wars. The dude he's the man. But
how he hasn't done been in more memorable where he's like the star is crazy to me. Yeah. I don't understand.
Well, I was going to say that Incredibles did pretty good box office compared to, for their second week, with Jurassic World.
So is that a concern for us here at the Culture Kickback? How well these movies do?
No, but I was going back last week.
I mean, I'm not questioning. I'm literally asking your opinion. Is that something that
you were supposed to see it because you were going to talk about it this week.
I didn't have a chance. I was super busy. But, I mean, I still want to see it. I love The Incredibles.
I was going to say Incredibles is probably it's been a weak summer. After Avengers, it just kind of went.
Yeah, this is. I will agree wholeheartedly with that statement. Based on the last 3 or 4 years, this is a fairly weak summer as far as blockbusters go.
Right.
I guess people wanted to stay away from Jurassic World and Avengers. I guess.
I'm just saying the big Pixar movies. Everybody was real excited about Finding Nemo, Forgetting Nemo.
I mean, but Incredible. Of course, it's going to do good in theaters, but it's going to have an amazing
movie.
It's going to have amazing post run. That's the thing about Pixar movies is their DVD sales and streams and all that are just as impressive as their theater sales.
There's more of a rabid adult fan base for Incredibles than there was for Nemo.
And that's 14 years ago. I mean, you know what I mean?
So
people that were kids are adults now. I mean,
we're definitely going to get a part 3 out of that. So
I just hope it doesn't take another 14 years.
I mean, the next tentpole movie we're probably going to talk about is Mission Impossible. There's
I've been done with that series for a while. I watch all those, but there's nothing noteworthy. What I did want to talk about to go jump back to Jurassic World. Yeah. Jurassic World easily is setting up a better trilogy or world of films than the DCE.
We'll see. Aquaman's supposed to drop a trailer pretty soon, so we'll see what's up.
Yeah, and he's probably I love Jason Momoa, and out of the Justice League, he's probably my least favorite character. That's what a shitty job they're doing is that because Aquaman easily should be the most interesting character coming out of the DCEU, and
we did Ant-Man and Wasp does open up.
But that's not that's a sleeper hit for them. You know what I mean? They don't bank on that, but it's going to do well.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. But Ant-Man doesn't have the budget that Iron Man and in Jurassic World has.
I think a lot. Believe it or not, people are really starting to get behind Paul Rudd as
Ant-Man. Everyone I ever talked to that halfway like these Marvel films. And then they're like, man, Ant-Man was so good. Like, yeah, motherfucker, Paul Rudd's bad at it. Like,
Well, I mean, come on. It's definitely got a DNA than normal that the other Marvel characters had.
yeah, but
so,
see, and that's the beauty that the Marvel universe or the Marvel Cinematic Universe has is that they nuance the films to its specific character. Where DC kind of like throws the blanket at it, and they all have the same look, the same color grade. You know, regardless who's directing it, it all just kind of has this. It's just cookie cutter, and it just falls flat.
I'll put it this way: you're supposed to pay attention to this movie because this villain is the reason that there's a chance. I'm not gonna. I mean,
you're talking about Ant-Man? Yeah, I heard it's the Kevin Feige said it was like also kind of
important film.
Well, it's also he said film. Subtly it's the Civil War Part 2. He said as well. So
right, it's gonna all the things you want to know about Part 4. That's the doorway. Let's just put it that way. Because I've already read a lot of stuff on it. Now, well, I could be wrong. You know, I haven't seen it.
Do you think Hawkeye's gonna make an appearance in old Ant-Man?
He will be Ronin. Yes. So like,
wait, he's gonna be Ronin?
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah Lewis.
Sarah Lewis in the building.
Undead Immortals coming this fall, October 31st. Hopefully, you can say hi.
How close?
Probably very close.
Yeah.
You scared all the nerds watching.
Oh, my bad. Safe distance. What?
I was fixing your ponytail.
Fix your hat.
Well, speaking of, Culture Kickback is every Tuesday. We're gonna go ahead and do our two episodes. Next week is we're gonna take a week off because of 4th of July.
Actually, this is next week.
So. Oh yeah. Sorry. Well,
I can edit that shit. Nobody got to know about that. Yeah. So basically, just talking to talk because no one's gonna hear this. The audience anyway.
Culture Kickback is gonna be every Tuesday. Go to be here at Redfield. So check us out. I'll play at 10 o'clock. I'll play a little bit of everything. I'm gonna be doing seed release this Saturday.
We got drink specials tonight? Like what's what's going on Tuesdays? People should come check us out.
Well, they got every video game console that you could think of, from everything from Xbox One to
they got the
Nintendo,
the Dreamcast.
They got Dreamcast.
Whoa,
yeah. So like
Dreamcast.
Man, you can play some old school Mortal Kombat, play some Super Mario.
Yeah, I think we hit some Halo. I saw some Halo out there.
Halo, Call of Duty, you name it, we got it.
Oh, they got Call of Duty too.
So and then the drink specials. I mean, they don't tell me. I just kind of
we got to work on that.
They kind of change it up. So that's all I
problem. Well, I mean, get the nerds out. We got to get lower some drink prices.
Right. I think it's cheap. It's cheap. It's an industry night, so we
something to entice the
right. Well, I'll have answers for that next time we do our film.
All right.
But anyways, I was just want to say thanks again, John the Baptist, for having me out.
Are we wrapping it up today?
I really don't have much more to add. I mean, I think you need to see
Incredibles. No, I plan on it.
Yeah,
I plan on it. I very much plan on seeing Incredibles too.
Now, I saw...
especially from your glowing review last week.
Hotel Artemis, to me, was...
Oh, you seen Hotel Artemis?
It's one of the best movies I've seen.
Really?
Yeah, I like it.
I see. I almost... I went to San Angelo to DJ a wedding a couple weeks ago, and I almost saw it, because I thought Jurassic World came out 2 weeks ago, because I looked at the thing wrong, and I almost saw Artemis, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to my hotel room. I didn't see it. Now I wish that I would have stayed and watched Hotel Artemis.
Well, there's another movie I want to talk about that was really big in Cannes, but it's sorry, I'm trying to get you the answer to this. It has about the arm that's being controlled. Like the guy's he's like paralyzed, but his arm is like a weapon.
Wait, this guy with the implant? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
And what's that movie called? Is it Implant?
What's it called, Sheena? Upgrade. So
thank you, Sheena.
So Upgrade, that's another excellent. These are both B movies.
Oh, you seen Upgrade?
Yeah. So like,
what was the Upgrade at?
Dollar movie, man.
It's really the dollar movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go see that. We'll talk about.
Yeah, but
it's maybe.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm just saying 2 movies that didn't get much promotion. Probably the best movies that I've seen all summer right now. To be honest with you, like I don't know. I mean, I think everybody was just so pumped up for Marvel's Avenger War that everything else kind of got.
It was great though.
Yeah, second fiddle.
Great.
Yeah, I mean,
it was great.
I saw it 4 times. You know, I know.
I've only seen it. I think I've only seen it twice. I need to see it again.
Right. I mean, Is there any movies that you're looking forward to seeing? Or
Man, this summer, man, I really need to upgrade. I mean, you talking to me like I saw the trailer for Upgrade a couple times, and I was very, very impressed with that.
Right.
So yeah, because I mean the trailer is fantastic. I mean, like it really sold me on that. Other than that, and Ant-Man. I mean, I'm sure there's something else. I'm just not thinking about it. Well, I'll make sure to look at it
there's that
next
movie
time.
with all the basketball players that y'all are old. It's got like Scottie Pippen and shit like that.
Are you talking about the old boy from
Shaq's in it too, and
with they're like old or whatever. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That looks corny as fuck.
Yeah, but I'll still see it. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Yeah, I'll see it. I'll stream it. I'm not paying to watch that shit.
But we'll have more movies to talk about. Just next week, just be ready to talk about Sicario because I'm gonna be talking about that.
All right, I'll watch Sicario.
Yeah. So,
But all right, so Brian, where can we find you? Where can we see you? What are you doing?
my CD release is this Saturday. I'm also gonna be DJing at Everland Festival from 4 to 6. I'll be doing a drum and bass and a techno set. And then I'll come back over here doing my CD release at 8 o'clock to like 2 in the morning. I got WizKid coming out. And we're going to be doing John's party, his birthday party on the 17th. So
July, Tuesday, 17th.
Yeah.
We'll film early. Then we'll have filming for the Undine Immortals, possibly a music video. Come dressed to the 9, dressed to impress. It's going down July 17th.
And then we also...
Put it on your calendars.
July 3rd, we're going to be at the Quarter Bar in Addison.
We're going to have some special guests in the building that day.
Yeah.
We'll announce that when I can confirm that. But other than that, so he's here on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
We're here every Tuesday. The Culture Kickback. Also, Kick Game Tuesdays. Come play all the old school video games. We're here. Anyway, we out.
Yeah, it's a couple things, man, but I feel a little bit better in front of the camera. That's all. Yeah.
But no, I watched, I edited whatever. You did good, man. Last one.
It's just,
Shorty got me working hard like a mantis. GPS, I'm on the way, ma. What's happening? Full throttle out the bottle, I just wanna see you sweat. She said she want it right.